Everyone is busy these days, and it seems like from work to side hustles to cooking, cleaning, exercising, we never have enough time to do what we need to do. I'll be counting the hours of my day like, okay, 9 hours for work, 2 hours for commuting, 2 hours for YouTube, 2 hours for exercising, an hour, and the math ain't mathin' when it comes to my schedule. But that's why it's so important to be as productive and efficient as possible with the time you do have. We don't need to or have the energy to work harder, we just need to work smarter, and that way we'll get a lot more done within the same time that we have. So I took the time to research the best productivity hacks to maximize work efficiency. I reviewed articles, blogs, news sites, and ended up on the 12th page of Google, trying to find the best tips for you, so you're welcome. And before I get started, this channel is all about bettering your mental health, physical health, financial health. We're on a holistic growth journey over here. So if you're interested in self-development content, definitely subscribe and let's get into it. Number 1 is reset for work like you would for the movies. When you go to the movies, or if you're fancy, you call it the cinema, what do? You turn off your phone, you go pee, you get your water, not water, who drinks water at the movies? You get your soda, your popcorn, your snacks, you're mentally and physically preparing to sit down and focus on this thing for 2 hours or so. If you're ready to just be present and give this film your attention for an extended amount of time. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to work, I have the most scattered mindset. I am just not in that focus zone. My phone's going off, I'll be looking at notifications, I'll get up to go pee, I'll get up to get snacks, to open a window, and all that hoo-ha not only literally takes away my time, it just totally derails my productivity and focus. It's not even I'll just open the window. I'll go to the window and then I'll be oh, that's a pretty sunset, I should take a picture. And then I'll pull up my phone and take a picture, and then I'll see a notification, and then I'll have to click on that, and then next thing you know, I'm 12 minutes deep into a YouTube video about the history of ketchup. Yeah, true story. So how are we gonna avoid this? Productive people get ready for work like they're getting ready for an event, like the movies. They set up their desks with everything they might need, water, notebook, pens. They put their phone away and mentally prepare for being in a deep flow work state for 2 hours. Number 2 is batch stuff. It takes so much more time and energy to switch back and forth between tasks than it does to just dedicate a chunk of time to similar tasks and bang it all out together. When you sit down at your laptop to type up a document, do research or work or whatever, how many times do you look at your phone for notifications? How many times do you have to quickly respond to an email? How more efficient would it be if you just dedicated a chunk of time at the beginning or at the end of your day to answer personal emails? This way you're not interrupting flow states when you're doing the other task, and it's also just more efficient. You already have your email open, you already type in, might as well just type some more and respond to all the emails at once. And you can do this batching method with a lot of things like food. Cooking dinner every day means going to your kitchen, opening the fridge, pulling out ingredients, pulling out the cutting board, the utensils, the knives. Let's say it takes you an hour to make one meal. If you meal prepped for the week, it wouldn't take 5 hours to make 5 meals, right? It'll probably take a little bit more than an hour. So basically you just gained 4 hours of your week back just by batch cooking in one night. And that's a perfect example of working smarter, not harder. I truly believe the most successful and productive people, they know the shortcuts, and if it doesn't affect the quality of their work, they're not ashamed to take it. My third tip is avoid decision fatigue. Have you ever spent way too long trying to decide what to watch on YouTube or Netflix at the end of a long day? On average, we make 35,000 decisions a day. That includes whether or not you like someone's Instagram picture, what video you want to click on YouTube. Thanks for choosing me, by the way. Or whether or not to hold the door open for that person that's an awkward distance away. Do you know what I mean? Our brains are more or less constantly making micro decisions, and that leads to decision fatigue. Basically, as you make more decisions, your ability to make them worsens or becomes impaired as the day goes on. So save yourself time and energy by reducing the amount of micro decisions you make on a daily basis. I personally do this by, call me boring, but basically I rotate between like the same 6-7 shirts and the same 4 or 5 pants every day for work. My closet is very minimal and it consists of clothes that I know I love and want to wear on any given day. This way in the morning I'm not opening my closet to like 60,000 different options of outfits that I have to sort through, figure out if I still like, try to color coordinate it. It's just not something I am inspired to deal with. In theory, having a big wardrobe is nice, but in reality, like I just get analysis paralysis when I look at all my clothes and I get frustrated and I waste a lot of time. But if you are about fashion and you enjoy picking out your clothes, okay, there are so many other ways to do this. You can spend 1 hour a month planning all of your meals for that month. Like, okay, this week is taco night, next week is pasta night, next week is, you know, lasagna or whatever. That way you're not standing in front of your fridge every night like, okay, what do I want tonight? What do I have the ingredients for? Oh, great, now I have to look up a recipe for that. It's like, look at the calendar, oh, it's taco night, boom, done. This mentally streamlines things and just makes for a more seamless routine in your day. Number 4 is to create a fun environment around your tasks. Bear with me because the sun is setting a lot faster than I hoped for. But anyway, a lot of people think that this tip is really frivolous and just unnecessary, but I think it's so important to pay attention to the way we set up our environment and like the aesthetic and the feeling we get from being in it. Because being in an environment that makes you feel good is key for energy and productivity. I think about those classic office work cubicles with the gray or brown walls, like no wonder people are miserable. They're in such a dull environment doing dull work for 8 hours straight. So there are so many things you can do to improve your space. Like for example, working next to a window has shown to reduce eye strain, reduce headaches, and increase productivity. Another study from the UK found that working around plants increased productivity by 15%. Unfortunately, I can't participate in that one because I've really tried to be a good plant parent. I've realized that I'm just an absent mother and I accidentally murder all of them. Yeah. And lastly, let's talk about colors. There has been so much research that has found that colors have a deep impact on our mood, our focus, and our productivity. I make sure that my room has a bunch of bright colors. I always buy flowers whenever I can to like lighten up the space. And honestly, even if it's just for like half a second, when I do glance at my flowers or like my bedroom duvet, I do feel like a little boost of happiness and just uplift because it's so bright and colorful to look at. And that's consciously. I can't even imagine what the subconscious impacts are. Number 5 is handle small tasks right away. Some people call this the 30-second rule, some people call it the 1-minute rule. Basically, if you can do a task in under a minute, just do it right away, immediately. Don't put it off. There's really no excuse because it literally takes seconds. So if you see a rag on your kitchen floor, don't just like glance at it and like keep walking. No, like it takes 3 seconds to pick it up and move on with your life. Because there are so many little tasks like this that just take a few seconds to do really, but like we always procrastinate them because we don't see them as important. And I don't know about you, but doing a lot of small tasks like that actually creates like this motivation momentum where I'm just ready to do more because I just did like 12 things. I don't care if they took 10 seconds each. I just did like 12 things. Number 6 is eat the frog for breakfast. Mark Twain once said, eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. I know this may not work for everyone, but a lot of highly productive people eat the frog first thing in the morning. It basically means doing the most difficult or frustrating task first. By crossing off the worst thing on your list early on in the day, everything else is just easy in comparison. I definitely feel this way about the gym. It's so physically tolling and exhausting. It takes so much out of me that I make sure I just get it done first thing in the morning because I know after a long day of work and commuting and stress, it'll take so much more motivation to go to the gym after work than to just like bang it out in the beginning of my day. So basically I just sprint and sweat and cough up a lung all before 8 a.m. and then the rest of the day is all gravy. Also, I feel like a badass because I did all that shit while most people are still like scrubbing the eye crusties out of their face, so I feel superior. Number 7 is take advantage of waiting time. Now, I know, most people are like, I don't have even a second in the day. I am so busy, jam-packed. Most people have some amount of dead time or waiting time that they could use more effectively. It could be commuting on the subway, stuck in traffic in your car, waiting in the doctor's office, walking on a treadmill. There's often little wiggle times like that we can use if we want to get more things done. If you're commuting on the subway, maybe open a book instead of listening to the same song for the 1000th time, like literally me. Another example is if I'm waiting at the doctor's office or in a lobby for someone, I'll pull out my phone and organize my notes app or my photos app. I'll delete screenshots, I'll put things in folders. And in my research for this video, I found this, okay, it's pretty corny, but it's a game called Race Against the Microwave. Basically, when you put something in the microwave, you usually have at least like 60 seconds of dead time. And most people just like stare at the microwave waiting for their food to be done. But a lot of people also scroll on Instagram or just like, you know, diddly-do-daddle, whatever, waiting for their food. But instead, you can use the time on the microwave as like a game to see how much you can get done in 60 seconds. Maybe you can wipe down the countertop, fill up your Brita water, wash 2 dishes. And if today you get like 4 little things done, next time try to beat your score and get 5. Yeah, okay. I know how corny this sounds, but you know what? We are proud productivity nerds, so whatever. Number 8 is follow the 80-20 rule. So basically that rule states that 80% of results often come from 20% of actions. Some examples of this would be 80% of sales are from 20% of clients. 80% of website traffic comes from 20% of content. And the inverse is also true. So 20% of your wardrobe is worn 80% of the time. 20% of your phone apps get 80% of the usage. Productive people know this and they really focus on the 20% of actions, the 20% of habits that produce 80% of the results. Number 9 is learn to say no. No! No! The billionaire Warren Buffett once said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Productive people know that saying no to things that don't align with their time, with their goals, is really key to their success because they know how much their time is worth. They know their time is really valuable and they see it as a precious resource that they're not just gonna give away. Also, if you're saying yes to just everyone and everything all the time, you're at the mercy of other people. You're living by their agenda. So get comfy saying no. Now look, this doesn't mean not going to grandma's funeral, okay? This doesn't mean saying no to your best friend's birthday. This is more like for those people that you're not even that close to who invited you to some house party, but you feel bad saying no, so you just go.
Oh, I wish I could, but I don't want to.
Number 10, oh my gosh, it's really dark now. I'm gonna have to speed this up. Number 10 is eat mindfully. I think this one is super underrated, but you have to be super mindful and responsible of what you're putting into your body because what you're digesting is literally part of what keeps you going, what keeps you alive, what keeps your eyes open, what keeps your brain powered enough to function and work. Food totally impacts your brain function, your mood, your productivity, your energy. And if you're not providing your body with food that's energizing you, that's making you feel good, you're gonna perform poorly. For example, eating a lot of processed foods with a lot of refined sugar often like floods your brain with glucose, and that flood later results in you crashing, feeling super fatigued, and like the type of feeling where you want to take like 3 naps in the day. Other foods that fight that fatigue that keep you feeling energized are things like probiotics, healthy fats, vitamins. And that's something you can change like right now. I know it's not easy and you don't have to do like a 180 spin on your diet, but just making small changes like swapping out fries for apple slices, or adding some spinach to your omelet in the morning can go a long way. That is all I have for you guys today. Comment down below which tip you want to try, and if this video was at all helpful to you, please like or subscribe or share because it really helps my channel out, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.